Welcome once again to the Intentional Channel. My name is Ben Asheru Igbiri. I like to always go back in history looking at issues so that we can have a background knowledge of what is happening or what has happened. The issue of insecurity that is ostensibly affecting productivity, at least in the agricultural sector, which is in turn leading to scarcity and consequently high cost of food in the country, is one that befuddles. When President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, I remember the battle then for a state police department that he championed and all the hoopla that he created, leading to him setting up the LASMA agency, etc. One would have thought that the first bill President Tinubu would have sent to the House within hours of being president was the bill for the state police. It turns out there was no real need except the then governor's bill. And why will I reach such a conclusion? It has been posited, and sensibly so, that a state police department for all the 36 states will help put insecurity behind us. The question is, why has President Tinubu not sent a bill to the National Assembly for this, knowing how insecurity has devastated the agricultural sector, not to mention the loss of life that has been consequent upon it? Why has the president not done this, especially given how he battled then President Obasanjo to allow the formation of a state police department, now that the buck stops on his own table? Most of the suffering in Nigeria today is connected to insecurity in the nation, which a state police department could have helped solve. The perpetrators of these heinous acts live among the population, and the state police department will help fix this problem. The investigative and intelligence gathering aspect of the police is the best weapon against crime, and a local police department will be invaluable in this regard. So, why has the president, who as governor over 20 years ago fought for a police department so hard when it wasn't even necessary, not instituted that police department now that he is president and now that it is most direly needed? And that's why I call Tinubu the president of double standards. He represents double standard in a lot of things he has agitated for in the past. Look at his recent pronouncements of the state of emergency in Rivers State. This is the same Tinubu that accused Jonathan then, said all kinds of things because Jonathan called for a state of emergency when Boko Haram was devastating those states where the emergency was called. Today, Tinubu, who abused Jonathan then, has called for an emergency, but he did not only call for a state of emergency, he suspended elected officials, which is not even supported by the Constitution. So why is Bola Tinubu always doing the double standard? You fought for the state police, and now that it's absolutely necessary, you are not talking about it. You said Jonathan was not backed up by law when he called for a state of emergency, and yet, in far less volatile circumstances, you call for a state of emergency. Why the double standard? Why? Why has everything changed with you? You set up a standard with your previous actions, and now the standards do not work anymore. You, Bola Tinubu, led a protest against then President Goodluck Jonathan in 2014. And now, the citizens are protesting your bad governance and you get them arrested. Why? Why the double standard? Anyway, I'm focusing more on the issue of state police right now because insurgency is one of the reasons why food is expensive, one of the reasons why Nigerians are suffering. If we set up this state police department, it will help fish out these people because your neighbor knows you more than anybody else. And if one of your neighbors is part of the police, they will have quick information. You have quick intelligence to apprehend these people and stop these killings. And so we need a state police department led President Tinubu, who agitated for it then 20 years ago against Olusegun Obasanjo, now as president, let him set up a state police. It is necessary. We need it now more than we have ever needed it before in all senses of the word. Failure to do that is negligence as president and represent a double standard that we have seen in so many areas of the president's administration. Nigerians, we need to help ourselves. Things are not going right. There are things that need to be done. Let us speak up. Let us speak up. Let us get ourselves enlightened and speak up with our votes. I'm not even talking about protests. I'm not even talking about anything else. Let's speak up with our votes. That's why we have democracy. Democracy is about hindsight. It's about your precedents. It's about what you represent. It's about what you've done before. That's the beauty of democracy as against other forms of government where the people have no choice. We watch these people. We know their antecedents. We know what they have done before. Why do we always allow people who represent evil to represent us in government? Why? And then when we suffer, we go back to crying. But we have an opportunity on election day to make these changes. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do so right now. Put on your notifications and like this video. Thank you for listening.